You know, sometimes when I'm looking for topics for gaming mysteries, I find subjects that would make for interesting videos, but they don't have enough information to warrant a video. And for so long, I've been perplexed as to how I could go about talking about these topics. And so I present to you Super Gaming Mysteries. Because super just kind of sounds cool when you put it in front of other words. In Super Gaming Mysteries, I'll do the same things I always do. The only difference is I'll be talking about multiple games. So, for example, this is a Starfox video where I'll be talking about 4 Starfox games, instead of just one, which would be the usual. I truly am a solver of all life's conundrums. Although this doesn't mean the video will be super long, with some topics, even combining them together, it still results in a relatively short video. But with that in mind, today on Super Gaming Mysteries, I'll be talking about the beta of Starfox 64, the beta of the original Starfox, the cancelled Starfox game for the Virtual Boy, and the beta of Starfox Assault for the Gamecube. Oh. We'll start things off with Starfox 64. Now, in my gaming mysteries of Starfox 2, I said that the project was cancelled because Nintendo wanted to make full use of the 3D capabilities of their new platform, the N64, and so they did, thus giving us Starfox 64. Now, the beta of Starfox 64 mainly held graphical differences. Right off the bat, the most notable difference to me is the HUD, as it looks completely different from the final version. Different types of meters for your shield and boost gauge are present, as well as just a rearrangement of certain things, like how many lives you had being on the bottom of the screen instead of the top. Bosses also had different looking meters, and the HUD looked different in various builds as well, like in this picture that shows your shield gauge next to an icon of Fox, and I don't know, this robot guy is standing over here. I don't know what it's doing. When looking at more important stuff like levels, you'll notice that they look a bit different. Corneria, or what is believed to be Corneria, looks very different, covered in snow as opposed to not snow in the final version, featuring a lot of buildings that just weren't in the final game, like these buildings in the boss fight section. Those weren't there. I know. I played it. That's proof. While watching this, I also noticed that the color of your lasers are different, and according to this guy, it looks like butter. I'm going to play the clip.
Starfox looks like butter.
Yeah. Everyone in the 90s was really high. Corneria wasn't the only stage to have a different look, as it seems that Zonus, a level that was polluted in the final version, had nothing but clean waters in the beta version. Some have said that this is just because that this was the beta and that it was meant to be polluted all along, but even so, I found it interesting. These things aside, textures were simpler, as to be expected. This is an early version of the game, and there was an overabundance of fog everywhere. Seriously, look at all this shit. I can't say for sure why there was so much fog, though if I were to guess, I'd say it made the game run smoother, but that's just a guess on my part. It was toned down in the final version, though, so it's all good. But that's pretty much all I want to say about the beta of Starfox 64, so let's move on to the beta of the original Starfox. Now, there's not a lot of info here, but I found the start of Starfox rather intriguing. Now, as you all know, Starfox was released for the Super Nintendo, but the game was originally a prototype developed for the NES, codenamed NES Glider. This prototype, of course, was later moved to the Super Nintendo. While developing the game, a programmer told Nintendo that the graphics were as good as they could get, unless they were allowed to design some custom hardware to make the Super Nintendo better with 3D. They got the okay, and thus, the Super FX chip was born, allowing them to make the Super Nintendo Classic you all know and love today what it is. Or maybe you don't love it, I don't fucking know. Moving on again, I told you there wasn't a lot of info with this stuff, but we have a cancelled Starfox game for the Virtual Boy. It was cancelled because the Virtual Boy sucked, and it bombed, though it's also said that the game was cancelled because it was too similar to another game called Red Alarm. So fuck Red Alarm. I don't care about that. I care about Starfox. So, you know, fuck Red Alarm. Not much is known about this game, as it was only shown off at E3 1995 and the Winter Consumer Electronics Show of 1995, along with Starfox 2. Showing off games you're going to cancel must be fun. Nintendo. Not much can be gathered by the game's showing, as it only showed a lone R-Wing and, let's say, the emptiness of space. Though I think it's safe to assume that even if the game had come to fruition, the failure of the Virtual Boy would have limited the game to mere obscurity for me to talk about right now. So that's really not saying much. And last on my list, and yeah, I know this is like the second or third time I've said that this is going to go by relatively quickly, but it's going to go by relatively quickly. Now, endslate. That's where the real magic is. But we end off with the beta of Starfox Assault for the Gamecube. While in development, the game was given various titles: Star Fox Armada, Star Fox 2, and Star Fox. Really creative on that last one, guys. Of course, in the end, they ended up going with Assault. Much like with Starfox 64, when looking at this game's beta, you can see that it features inferior graphics, which is to be expected from the beta version of a game. La-di-da, you guys know the drill. Some slightly different character designs are in there, and a different design for the HUD, which seems to be a tradition with Nintendo at this point. Starfox Assault was originally to feature an arcade release. Not much is known about what this version would have been like, but it's still a neat tidbit of info. But what is possibly the most interesting bit of information for this game is some left out content. It seems as though Starfox Assault was originally going to be more multiplayer focused, and it was rumored that it was going to have a LAN mode as well. Of course, it never did. While playing the game, there's a sense that there's more content to be found in the multiplayer mode, with various things to unlock. An abundance of missions found in the single-player mode are used in the multiplayer mode, except the single-player mode has bits of story thrown about. There was also apparently going to be a co-op mode for this single-player mode, but this too was cut. I've been saying mode a lot. And that's the super gaming mysteries on these Star Fox games I just talked about. As I said a crap ton of times, talking about multiple topics doesn't necessarily mean a longer video, but it seems stupid to make a minute-long video for the beta of something when I can just combine a bunch of little things together to make a slightly longer video. Plus, the endslate would easily overtake the whole video, and we don't want that yet. In any case, I hope everyone enjoyed Star Fox videos for this month, all 3 of them, and so to end, this has been Super Gaming Mysteries. Thanks for watching, and here comes an endslate. Why hello there everyone, and welcome back to Endslate. Last time on Endslate, lots of questions were raised. Am I pregnant? Did I die? Or who died? Well, I didn't die and I'm not pregnant, so everything's gonna be cool. But one thing is left unsettled, and that is the art of endslating. So, I'm going to do that. And for those of you who don't know how that works, that means I'm going to recommend videos while not reading a script, so that this goes on and on and on and on needlessly. Because that's just how I like to do things. So, the videos I'm going to recommend to you, this time on this exciting, infatuating edition of Endslate, are... Well, first, the last video I did, which is bullshit creepypasta storytime, Starfox 6664. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. It was written by Tom. He sucks. Also, this is the last video on Starfox month. So, cool. Unless I fucked up and it ended up going up on like April 1st, which, knowing me, that's a possibility. But let's just say it's all in March. Okay, let's just assume. But there's that video, and we got some Starfox action going on here. As far as the other video that maybe you guys would like to check out, I don't know, but I kind of have to try and segue off of this. Let's do something a little bit older. Okay, how about? I'm actually looking at my videos right now. I'm like, who do I want to recommend? How about... Okay, Gaming Mysteries on Ravenblade for the Gamecube. That was a game that was being developed by... I'm going to fuck up their name because I've been thinking about too much shit lately. Retro Studios. Hold on, let me Google that real quick. Retro... Okay. Just wanted to confirm. I don't know. I was getting retro and rare confused. Anyways, Raven Blade, that was going to be an action RPG for the GameCube that they were developing, but it got canceled, and I did a video on it. So if you want to check that out, link for that will be in the annotation link area place. If you're interested in that kind of thing. And as far as the bottom of the screen, this time I'm gonna be genuine. Hey guys, how's it going? You guys know me. When I do end slates, I don't generally like doing what I see other YouTube videos or other YouTubers do when they say, hey, like my video and share my video and comment on my shit sharing and stuff. Because, well, I understand that's how the game is played here, and that's how you become popular. Because I get people messaging me all the time saying, why aren't you more popular? I think it's because I'm bad at whoring myself out. So, let's leave the subscription and liking and sharing thing as what it is. I think it goes without saying that if you do those things, it helps the person in question, and it boosts their videos in the search and whatever, and makes them more popular. And if that's something you want to do, that's fine. If it's something you not want to do, that's fine too. It's completely up to you. It's not one of those things I'm going to beg for, but I wanted to level with you guys. Because a lot of people say I do these end slates way too long. He's like, you should just snap. That was me snapping my fingers. You should just snap through it. And, be like, hey, you can do comment, subscribe, but I can't do that. Because that's not how I roll. That's not who I am. And that bothers the shit out of me. And this end slate is going on way too long. So, I'm going to end this. In any case, I hope you guys enjoy the videos. Next couple months, I have many more planned. Without going into detail, let's just say I'm pulling out the big guns. So, you'll see what I mean soon enough, as the months come and go. But this has been End Slate. See you next time on End Slate.